Hello and welcome back. Thanks for staying with us. You're watching WION World is One, and this is World DNA, and I'm Jyotsna Kumar. Let's begin with the headlines.
How close are you to striking a minerals deal?
I think we're pretty close. Yeah, I think they want it. They feel good about it, and it's significant. It's a big deal.
U.S. President Donald Trump says the United States is pretty close to reaching a deal with Ukraine over accessing the country's rare earth minerals in exchange for continued American military aid. U.S. President Donald Trump replaces Chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff General C.Q. Brown, nominates retired Lieutenant General Dan Razin Kane. 5 other high-level positions to be changed in massive shakeup of U.S. military leadership. Kash Patel takes oath on the Bhagavad Gita as the 9th director of the FBI, says he is living the American dream. Hamas claims it has returned the body of hostage Shiri Bibas to Israel. Remains arrive at the Abu Kabir Forensic Institute in Tel Aviv for official identification. UN Security Council calls on Rwanda's military to stop supporting the M23 rebel group in Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo and immediately withdraw all troops from Congolese territory without preconditions. German police have arrested one suspect over a stabbing at Berlin's Holocaust Memorial near the U.S. Embassy. A 30-year-old Spanish man was injured and received emergency surgery. World's largest vehicle carrier, Höegh Aurora, crosses through the Panama Canal. Vessel capable of transporting approximately 9,100 cars. And Hamas has claimed to have returned the body of hostage Shiri Bibas. This as a body said to be of Bibas arrived at the Abu Kabir Forensic Institute in Tel Aviv for official identification. Earlier, the Red Cross had confirmed that it handed over a body collected in the Gaza Strip to the Israeli authorities. Hamas has also said that it was investigating a possible error in identifying human remains handed to Israel under a ceasefire deal. Hamas was due to hand over the bodies of Shiri Bibas and her 2 sons, Kafir and Ariel, on Thursday, along with the remains of a 4th hostage. Now, 4 bodies were delivered, and the identities of the Bibas boys and the other hostage, Oded Lifshitz, were confirmed. But Israeli specialists said that the 4th body was that of an unidentified Gazan woman and not Bibas. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has accused Hamas of failing to release the body of Shiri Bibas, calling it a brazen violation of the agreement. Netanyahu has also accused Hamas of killing 2 Israeli children.
Who kidnaps a little boy and a baby and murders them? Monsters, that's who. These Hamas monsters also cynically refused to bring back the boy's mother, Shiri, and sent the body of a Gazan woman instead, in brazen violation of the agreement. And as the Prime Minister of Israel, I vow that I will not rest until the savages who executed our hostages are brought to justice. They do not deserve to walk this earth. Nothing will stop me. Nothing.
Bibas was kidnapped along with her 2 sons, Kafir and Ariel, and her husband, Yarden, during the October 7th Hamas attack. The bodies of Kafir and Ariel were among those handed over and identified on Thursday. Both Hamas and the Gaza government run by it said the remains of Shiri Bibas appears to have been mixed with other human remains after being buried in the rubble of a building destroyed in an Israeli airstrike. Hamas has said it had no interest in failing to comply or holding on to any bodies. It also asked Israel to return the body of the Gazan woman. Hamas has maintained that the children and their mother were killed in an Israeli airstrike in November 2023. But the Israeli military says its intelligence assessments indicated that the children were deliberately killed by their captors.
Contrary to Hamas's lies, Ariel and Kfir were not killed in an airstrike. Ariel and Kfir Bibas were murdered by terrorists in cold blood. The terrorists did not shoot the two young boys. They killed them with their bare hands. Afterwards, they committed horrific acts to cover up these atrocities. This assessment is based on both forensic findings from the identification process and intelligence that supports the findings.
The Bibas family, on the other hand, accused Netanyahu for failing to protect their loved ones during the 2023 Hamas attack and for failing to bring them home.
Shiri, Ariel, and Kafir were taken alive by a murderous terrorist organization, and it was Israel's responsibility and obligation to bring them back alive. There is no forgiveness for abandoning them on October 7th, and no forgiveness for abandoning them in captivity. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, we did not receive an apology from you in this painful moment.
Despite the tensions over handover of remains, the next swap of live hostages for Palestinian inmates was still expected to go ahead. Hamas says it will release 6 Israeli hostages on Saturday. In return, Israel will free 602 inmates from jails as part of the ongoing Gaza ceasefire deal. Hamas named the hostages to be freed as Elia Cohen, Tal Shoham, Omer Shem, Tov Omer, Wenket, Hisham Al-Sayed, and Avera Mengitsu. Now, of these, Al-Sayed and Mengistu are civilians who entered Gaza a decade ago, while the other were taken captive during the Hamas attack in October 2023. Now, according to reports, the U.S. has proposed a UN resolution on the Ukraine war that omits any mention of Kiev's territory occupied by Russia. Now, Washington's proposal comes amid an intensifying feud between Donald Trump and Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky. This proposed resolution appears to rival a separate draft resolution produced by Kiev and its European allies. European text blames Russia for the invasion and commits to Kiev's territorial integrity, and it demands an immediate and unconditional withdrawal of Russian troops from Ukraine. On the other hand, U.S.-backed proposals text reportedly calls for a swift end to the conflict without mentioning Kiev's territorial integrity, and it was welcomed by Moscow's ambassador as a good move. Now, Ukraine and European allies say they have been sidelined out of talks between U.S. and Russian officials. But Trump has now said that both Zelensky and Russian President Vladimir Putin will have to get together to end the war.
I think that President Putin and President Zelensky are going to have to get together because you know what? We want to stop killing millions of people. You have young soldiers being killed. If you saw the pictures that I saw of the battlefield from satellite, you've never seen any pictures like that. Soldiers are being killed by the thousands a week, thousands of soldiers a week. As we speak, they're being killed. That's why I want to see a ceasefire and I want to get the deal done. I think we have a chance to get the deal done. I had to make sure that Russia wanted to do it.
Trump has also said that they are pretty close to reaching a deal with Ukraine, which will allow the U.S. access to the country's rare earth minerals in exchange for continued military aid.
How close are you to striking a minerals deal?
I think we're
with
pretty
Ukraine?
close, yeah. I think they want it, and they feel good about it, and it's significant, it's a big deal, but they want it, and it keeps us in that country, and they're very happy about it. But it's we get our money back. This should have been signed long before we went in. This should have been signed by Biden, but Biden didn't know too much about what he was doing. The war should have never happened.
Zelensky said during his nightly address that his government is working with the U.S. on a draft agreement aiming to strengthen weakening relations between the two countries. As Washington presses Kiev to sign the minerals deal, Zelensky has said he hopes for a fair result. But Trump says Ukraine has no cards to play with. Now, correspondent Susan Tarani has sent us this report from New York to give us more details. Listen in.
The Trump administration's 180 turn on foreign policy and engaging directly with Russia and excluding Ukraine and European allies from peace negotiations has been making headlines for days. This shift comes amid ongoing tensions surrounding the Russia-Ukraine conflict and the broader debate of U.S. involvement in Ukraine's future, including a rare minerals deal. Trump's approach has sparked concerns and questions about the future of the transatlantic alliance and the legitimacy of any peace agreement without Ukraine's participation. Now, the current U.S. policy is focused on pragmatic interests. Domestically, this appeals to many American voters who prefer a reduced foreign policy involvement and say that it's to the taxpayers' benefit. However, sidelining Ukraine and European partners had made Democrats and many globalists very anxious so far. But at least for now, they haven't been able to provide an alternative to the Trump administration's plans on how to end the Ukraine war. Susan Tehrani reporting from New York for WION World is One.
And U.S. is undergoing a change. Thousands of federal workers are fired. Potentially hundreds of thousands are affected. Now, at the center of this so-called cleanup is aimed at saving trillions of American taxpayers' money, and that is, of course, Elon Musk. Now, Democrats are now launching a probe into Musk's White House role. And our next story takes a look at the 1 month of Musk mania.
This is the chainsaw for bureaucracy.
The world's richest person is tearing down Washington's centuries-old institutions. With the chainsaw-wielding billionaire as Trump's right hand, America's government faces its most radical transformation in just 30 days. Elon Musk is reshaping American democracy and his own fortune.
No, in fact, the actions that we're taking with the support of the president and the support of the agencies is what will save Medicare, what will save Social Security.
Yeah.
And because if the country goes insolvent, if all the money is just spent on paying interest on debt, there's no money left for anything.
Yeah.
So that's the reason I'm doing this.
Stop Musk! Stop Musk now! Our government!
In just a month, thousands of federal employees have been shown the door as the White House and the Department of Government Efficiency implement sweeping layoffs. All departments have been ordered to prepare for large-scale reductions in force, with trillions in federal grant funds frozen. Musk calls it efficiency, but critics, especially Democrats, call it unconstitutional.
Now, give me a break. Nothing screams democracy like having a secret squad of company men pull off a hostile takeover of America's Social Security and tax information in the dead of night. That is not democracy, Mr. Musk.
In his first month as Trump's chief efficiency advisor, Musk's signature strategy of slash first, assess later has seen thousands of career civil servants shown the door.
Elon Musk has taken on such a massive role in the Trump administration, but he is an unelected billionaire who has not been confirmed by Congress. I don't believe that he has the best interests of the American public in mind.
Musk continues to bask under the blessings of Trump. These images of Musk bringing his young son into the Oval Office underscore his extraordinary access to power.
And I just want to say thank you for making it happen. Thank you. My heart goes out to you.
Also, his so-called Nazi-style salute at a private gathering dismissed by supporters as mere provocation has only intensified scrutiny of his growing influence. Musk is not elected and gets not a single penny. So what's he gaining?
He's complained the loudest and the fastest.
While the White House maintains that Musk serves purely in an advisory capacity, his $132 million investment in Republican campaigns has paid dramatic dividends. His personal wealth has skyrocketed from $264.7 billion to an estimated $433 billion since Trump's victory. Bureau Report, WION World is One.
And well, just days before a crucial election in the country, a man was badly wounded in a suspected stabbing incident at central Berlin's Holocaust Memorial. Now, German police say Friday that they had arrested a male suspect near the site of the suspected stabbing and are now investigating the matter. The authorities did not provide further details about the alleged attack plot. However, a German daily reported that the suspect was Chechen and is believed to have been planning an attack on the Israeli embassy. Now, according to the officials, riot police and specialist officers were involved in making the arrest, which eventually came after a tip-off.
So, we are not aware of any perpetrator-victim relationship here. We don't know anything about that. Firstly, we assume that it was a visitor to the field of Steelies who was suddenly attacked inside the memorial, and then the perpetrator left immediately after the attack.
Now, shortly after the attack, the emergency services rushed to Berlin's Holocaust Memorial to take a stock of the situation. According to the police, the man was injured with a sharp object and transported to the hospital immediately after the incident took place. The incident comes 2 days before national elections and after a series of bloody attacks that have shocked Germany, including car rammings and stabbing sprees. In December, a man drove an SUV at high speed through a Christmas market crowd, killing 6 people and injuring hundreds in the eastern city of Magdeburg. Another attack took place in January when a man with a kitchen knife attacked a kindergarten group, killing a 2-year-old boy and a man who tried to protect the toddlers. And well, the World Cup winner with Spain, Jennifer Hermoso, plans to appeal the court verdict against former football chief Luis Rubiales. While Rubiales was found guilty of sexual assault, he avoided prison time. Now, on Thursday, Spain's High Court also acquitted him of charges of coercion. Rubiales has also said that he will appeal against the verdict. The ruling has left the Spanish society divided. There are a few who are in agreement with the verdict, but most believe that a harsher sentence would have sent a stronger message to prevent future incidents.
It's absolutely incomprehensible, the abuse of power that happened. It's very sad that justice is so dysfunctional. In the end, I don't know if we can change the reality of things, but at least reflect on it. And like this, ask for more action from the people who are supposed to right the wrongs.
Unexpected lines, the court ruling dominated the headlines in all leading Spanish newspapers, and most of them highlighted that the former Spanish chief was found guilty of sexual assault but avoided prison term.
I think they should have given him a more heavier sentence, a higher fine, or even some time in prison, because you can't allow this kind of thing.
Now, Spain head coach Montse dodged questions on the ruling. She said her focus is on tonight's UEFA Women's National League clash against Belgium. Spain captain Irene Paredes, who testified for Hermoso, found the acquittal on coercion charges strange, a view shared in the locker room.